That is exactly right. Debate night. Yep. Okay. Here we go. Road Patrol Report. I think we're going to try that. We are live on this primary day. Yep. There's just no question about it. We're live in 4 minutes. Now remember, early road patrol tonight. Early road patrol because of the debate. So we're going to be out early. How early? I don't know. I mean, the debate's at 9, so probably 7, 6:30, somewhere in there, somewhere 7ish. Listen, if something happens, we'll stay and be live. But like everybody else, I would like to watch this very important debate. So, all right, here we go. Let's go. There's Denise. Hi there, Denise. There's Susan. Okay. Real news at noon works better. Except, Anthony, it's 1:03. So it's not noontime anymore. And we're really leaning into... I like people that offer suggestions. I'm going to have to remove you from Drinks in the Lounge with Anthony Santos. I like real news at noon. Except we're now live 1 to 2, so it doesn't work. You go into a restaurant. They say, what can I get you to drink? You say, I think I'd like soda. They say, okay, we have Coke, we have Diet Coke, we have root beer. What would you like? And the person says, I'll have Pepsi. No, we have Coke, we have Diet Coke, we have ginger ale and root beer. Grape soda. So I like real news at noon. Right, except we're not at noon. I'm going to address that, Denise. There's Tammy. There's Danielle. Yes. I love it. Love the enthusiasm. Whoa, Robin. A rare daylight appearance. Whoa. Not used to seeing that. I'm okay with that. I hope so. What's your other blanking option? There's Joe Rowe. Yes, Robin. My goodness. Does she realize it's what? Wait a minute. Is this like a Dracula seeing the sun, the daylight? We kid because we love. Yep. Love the enthusiasm. Your ribs feel broken from coughing so much. Well, then don't cough. Guy goes to the doctor. Doctor, it hurts every time I lift my arm like that. All right. Well, then don't lift your arm. Anthony Santos wants orange soda. We have Coke. We have Diet Coke. We have ginger ale, root beer. I'll have a Pepsi. Nope. We have Coke, Diet Coke, ginger ale, and root beer. I'll have grape. Nope. We have Coke, Diet Coke, ginger ale, Sprite, and root beer. Do you have orange soda? I don't think I mentioned orange soda, Anthony Santos. Nope. Good afternoon. There's my Jane Rice. Voting day. Well, that's true. Primary day. There's Amanda. Wow. I was not prepared to see Robin up at this ungodly hour of 1:06. You got to get up pretty early in the day, as they say, around noon. All right, we're going to begin in a moment. We're going to begin right now, as a matter of fact. This is, tell him, Danielle, it's the Road Patrol Report. I like real news at noon. Well, we're not on it. No. That was past. No, granted, this is our third final hour on the radio. We're live on the radio. And obviously, this is where we're also on other platforms. So let's adapt. I know it's new. No one's more aware that it's new than I am. We're trying it for the week. So far, day 2. I like it. We're going to wait and see. Now, some people are saying, are you broadcasting near a gun range? Don't worry where I'm broadcasting from. If you hear any loud noise or banging, it's coming from your end. It's not on my end. Possibly. This portion of the program, see, that's not on my end. What did someone say? Elves? Is that the children locked in the attic again? Are they making noise? Folks, this portion of the program, it's not on my end. I don't even hear that. It is brought to you by PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center. Fall is definitely in the air. Well, it cools down at night. They're ready. Homegrown mums and kale are outstanding this year. Mums and kale sizes ranging from 4-inch to 12-inch pots. Ornamental peppers are 4-inch to 6-inch pots, Anthony Santos. They have everything you need for all your fall decorations. More pumpkins. Who said straw bales? Corn stalks, gourds, and Indian corn. Native vegetables. Local honey, are also available. And remember, this is the ideal time to plant. Large selection of trees, shrubs, perennials, mulch, loam, crushed stone. Gift certificates are available. Look for them on Facebook. It's PR Landscape Materials. You guessed it. And Garden Center. Where am I? There I am. Okay. Now, check DePetro.com. How about what happened to the team you trust? Poor Doug White is rolling over in his grave. I mean, folks, see, this is why we go out. This is why, Danielle, Road Patrol Live, Road Patrol Report, Road Patrol News, whatever we're calling it, this is why people like it. What did I say Sunday night? I said it to the guy that was attacked with the machete, that they did the home invasion with a machete. And what with Channel 12? Well, we just learned that the home invasion in Cranston, he had a machete. Well, maybe you just learned. We had it Sunday night, Harry. So go eat. What do you have, a mouse in your pocket? We just learned. No, you just learned. I knew it Saturday night. I knew it Saturday night when I was talking to the neighbors. Why do you think I signed off? Had some people in the area. By the way, now last night, I mean, that was pretty good in Cranston. We almost caught them as they were going to catch that person. We will be out early tonight, but on the website, DePetro.com, West Warwick Nightmare. Now, I posted for the subscribers, I'm not laughing, that the medical examiner was on site. Medical examiner was loading a body into their truck in West Warwick. What does Channel 10 put? Well, those of you, if you saw, I posted it. The team you trust. What happened? Hey, Mario. What the hell's going on over there? What's going on with the team you trust? NBC 10, supposedly number 1. Supposedly. Police incident in West Warwick ends safely. Other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln? Well, Channel 10, Jim Taricani, Doug White, rolling in their graves. I personally think it's because of Dan Paquette. That's just my opinion. It's him in Bologna. I don't know. Really, and safely. Well, according to the West Warwick police, now, first of all, I posted the video for the subscribers that there was a medical examiner loading a blanking body into the back of the truck. They're not taking groceries home. Male suspect believed to be barricaded. When SWAT officers made entry into the residence, they discovered the suspect deceased of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Channel 10, police incident in West Warwick ends safely. Let's go to some other Channel 10 headlines. Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania ends early. Most of crowd in Dallas enjoyed the parade featuring President Kennedy. What is the Channel 10 hit? Police incident in West Warwick ends safely. Except for the person that they took away in the medical examiner truck with the self-inflicted gun. What is that? So that ended safely. What are we, CNN? Most of the protests are peaceful. Other than that, how was the theater, Mrs. Lincoln? What do you think of the first act? Well, I don't remember the first act because I was very upset when my husband, President Abraham Lincoln, took two in the hat from John Wilkes Booth. Well, all right. Aside from that, what do you think of the music, at least? Channel 10. I'm sure the family's relieved that the incident ended safely. What is this? See, folks, thank God that I'm out there. And I want to address something I received. But anyhow, check out DePietro.com. I like the Road Patrol Report, brought to you by the Coesit Inn. And I have it right there on the website, DePietro.com. The Coesit Inn, 226 Coesit Avenue, West Warwick. Remember, lunch, dinner, drinks in the lounge. Sometimes drinks in the lounge with Anthony Santos. Don't forget the market at Coesit. We want to. Now, here's the thing about the Coesit Inn. If you enjoy my program, if you enjoy my content, that's the key word. Visit the Coesit Inn. Remember, we want to support those who support the efforts of the chosen one. That's what it's about. When I'm mentioning these, I'm blowing the proverbial dog whistle. Go visit them. Stop by the market at Coesit. I don't know. Spend a couple bucks. Have a drink in the lounge. Santos can buy his own booze. The Coesit Inn, 226 Coesit Avenue, West Warwick. So last night, we were once again in Cranston, putting the C in Crime Town. And while we were there, I want to thank Kevin. Huge addition. Oh my goodness. The command center is busting at the seams. What did we do? We heard about a disturbance, fighting in the street, if you will. We went, and we actually saw a large police presence. And while we were there, they took a female into custody who was handcuffed. So now, I want to be very clear. I didn't say who it was. I didn't say what was the nature of that person being detained. There was a large police presence. We went, come in, and then we saw someone taken off. So I receive a message on Instagram. Nothing new here. Would you remove that video? I won't say who. That was my sister. You need to remove. This is the gist. This is the nonsense that I have to deal with. This is, could you remove that? My sister deals for mental health problems. And so therefore, here's the thing. I like it. You should be out there trying to help these people, not video. Time out. Time blanking out. Now, number one, when it's time for crime, it's time for Road Patrol Live. I'm not blanking Dr. Phil out there. I'm supposed to be helping them. What, now I'm the social worker? Let me explain something. You need to remove that. Good luck. You need to remove that video because my sister, suffering from mental illness, blah, 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 trying to get the help. Let me just explain something. I didn't invent reporting crime. So we shouldn't cover stories where the suspect suffers allegedly from some kind of mental illness. Okay, let's play that out. Let's run that up the old Road Patrol flagpole, so to speak. Okay, so in other words, are we to believe, so do you think John Hinckley was in his right mind when he assassination attempt on Reagan? Should the press not have covered that? Sam Donaldson and the like? Do you think Mark David Chapman was in his right mind when he did actually take the life of John Lennon? What about the son of Sam? He seemed like he had everything operating appropriately. How about the young man who went to Butler, Pennsylvania on a certain mission? Do you think he was in the right frame of mind? What about our latest example of the school shooting in Georgia? You know what? We're not going to cover it because I think he's got some mental challenge. Like, what are you talking about? All right, here's a news alert. Here's a spoiler, by the way. when we cover, number one, when crime happens, it's news because it's out of the ordinary. What do I mean by that? A plane lands on time at TF Green Airport, not a news story. A plane crashes en route to TF Green Airport. That's a news story. Someone dies, unfortunately, in a traffic accident. Unfortunately, it does happen every day somewhere. I think it's actually every 6 minutes somewhere in the United States. It's news. People can say it's happened before. That's true. 7-year-old girl loses her life to a shooting. That's different. Whether people like it or not, that's a news story. The news is not for the person or the family. Now, I can tell you this. I am unaware, for the most part, the person being arrested, normally, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go out on the road patrol limb. The person being arrested doesn't like the coverage. I think that's safe to say. I don't think the alleged shooter in Georgia, I'm sure I don't fully know, but I doubt he and his family are enjoying the coverage. Fair enough. We spoke with the mother, the shooting suspects of the little girl, in Providence. She didn't like the coverage, her son on the news and in jail and so forth. But I want to come back to that. That's all due respect to, but that's not who the news is really for. It's for you. It's for the public. When I have people, the family is on my site. The family just lost a family member. They're grieving. So what do? Well, let's go on and watch his live. Like, what are you talking about? It's not geared for them. So this business of, I have a family member who has a mental illness, so can you take down the video? Well, I'm not the one that decided to go for a swim in the water below the Providence Place Mall. I was not the one that decided to do that. My point is, there's a huge thing now that many people, when they're detained or arrested, they say, oh, I can't breathe. If someone's in a jail cell at a local police station, oh, I can't breathe. They now, because thank you, George Floyd, now they have to transport them to the hospital, whether or not, who knows what the drill is. But my point is, can you take down the video? My family member is dealing with, most of the people, not all, most of the people, or a large percentage, I should probably say, involved with committing crime or acts of violence, many of them are not in their right frame of mind. It doesn't mean we don't cover it. It doesn't mean it's not news. It doesn't mean that the general public should be should then be unaware of it. That's not. Now again, I want to be crystal clear. I didn't say a name because I didn't know that I swear I still can't get over, people don't understand the concept of real time. They just don't. You get complaints again. I was getting complaint. You still aren't telling us who's being arrested and what the charge is. Well, because at that moment in time, we didn't know what the drill was. So I received an obnoxious message from someone about the home invasion. My husband put it on. We were watching, and she said, "You didn't name any of the people involved. You didn't say who was arrested." I did. Well, I mean, the police were trying to. I swear, I never thought one of the challenges of doing something live in real time is that people can't comprehend the concept of real time. How many times, if you watch an NFL game, they say, "Oh, Harrison with the tackle," and then they come back and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, that was, whatever, James with the tackle." Okay, it happened in real time. They thought the number they saw was 79. It turned out to be 77. So they correct it. So in real time, things like that happen. Again, none of this in any way discourages me from doing it. But these people you shouldn't be filming those people. You should be, I love that. That's what I should be doing. You should be getting them help. I should be getting them help. Huh. It's too bad they don't have family. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. They do have family. No. Maybe it needs to be clarified. Many times I feel maybe I didn't explain it properly. I'm there for the public. I'm there for the general public at large. When there is someone involved in a crime, no one has to convince me that they're friends, family, and the individual themselves. I am fairly confident that they're not thrilled with the coverage. But that's really not our problem, is it? No, that's the problem of party of one. That's what the problem is. But maybe they just don't understand. So you have a family member who's suffering some kind of mental health situation. So therefore, we should take it down. Well, like I have already said, hey, do you think was Manson in his right blanking frame of mind? How about the guy in Colorado with the orange hair in the movie theater? He seemed like he had it all working, going on all cylinders. Not so much. Nope, that's not the decision. It's for the community. Now, I want to touch on also, today is primary day. Tonight is the big debate. And I'm going to touch on that. But I want to touch on these gang tattoos. And if you're a subscriber, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But first, folks, I want to remind you on this Tuesday, September 10th, and tomorrow's a holy day with September 11th. I think tomorrow's a day. But anyhow, if you're thinking of improving your kitchen, and maybe it's not today or tomorrow, but you're just thinking of it, I want to give you a referral of who I want to recommend is Dream Maker. Dennis and Christina, these are the type of people you want to do business with. They're right in Warwick. They're in Greenwich Avenue. They're right next to Kachai. They're right down the street from Crown Plaza. It's Dream Maker. You can call them 401-433-7272. Their state-of-the-art design center. It's fantastic. We did a live stream from there, and it's so when you walk in, I mean, it's so beautiful because everything is so state-of-the-art. But they take you from concept to completion. But hear me out. Respect, integrity, customer focus. Listen, these are the type of people you want to do business with. I'm introducing them to you. There's someone listening or watching right now saying, we have been thinking, or I'm thinking of redoing my kitchen or bath. I have the people you want to talk to. It's Dream Maker, Bath and Kitchen, and I share their Facebook page. Again, folks, you can call them at 401-433-7272. Stop in. It's so when you start dealing with Dennis and Christina, you're like, okay, now I get it. Now I get why Juan put me in this direction. Dream Maker. Well, folks, good afternoon. You're listening to it is the John DePietro Show, but it's Road Patrol Report. Maybe I ought to get the name down. Live. It is right now. Now, let me, I do want to touch on the gang tattoos, and I want to touch on, I know it's primary day, but the debate tonight, I believe that right now, as we sit, I believe that I may feel differently tomorrow. And I also want to be very clear. I'm going to be objective tomorrow. If President Trump has a bad night, I'm going to tell you he had a bad night. I will be objective about it because there's so much on the line. But I think all he has to do is show up, not insult her, stay on the issues, talk about the border, talk about where the economy is, talk about the direction of the country and where it is and where it could be. And I think he's home free. As far as VP Harris, what you're already seeing, I believe so Biden tells her he's not running and she jumps into action. Her decision, ultimately, she made the decision. I think the Obama people that went in to help her, they realize she's not good in interviews. And so therefore they felt, you know what? No interviews. We're going to hide her away. But the problem is, as people are now trying to decide, she's only done the one interview with CNN and it wasn't great. So my point is, for her, I think it's an impossible task. I'm trying to think, like, who do I really think in this type of moment could step up, introduce themselves, and get like over the fence? I don't think she has it in her. I don't. She could. Here's the problem for VP Harris, and I'm not upset about this, by the way, but I believe she could absolutely do her best, which I don't think she will. But I think even if she did her absolute best, and that's all you can ask for, whether you're an athlete, right? Michael Jordan hangs 50 points. I gave it my all, and we still lost, or whoever, or Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. But my point is, I think even if she did the best she possibly could, it's not enough. Because number one, she's not that good. And number two, she's along for the ride. She made the decision, I'm going to follow what they're telling me, which was don't do interviews, don't say anything. And then this weekend, can you imagine the pressure? They built a set. All these people are telling her what to do. She's trying to memorize things. She's going to get flustered. She's just going to start repeating things. So we'll know, but I think the election could be decided tonight. And if President Trump does well, I do think, I don't know, do they need to do another debate? I mean, there traditionally have been 3 debates. Debates are important, as we've seen, but the Trump people, they already made one mistake with the debate, and the debate was debating Biden back in June. It was. I can say that. The Trump people made a mistake. They shouldn't have debated him in June, because if they didn't debate him in June, he would have been the nominee in Chicago, and that's who President Trump would be on against tonight. And we know how that went. So they were so gung-ho, they were so ready to take him down, and then they did take him down. But the problem is now they have a new opponent. So, but it's very consequential, and it's so important. Because, folks, I really believe on this primary day, in our part of the country, Rhode Island and Mass, him getting into office is, I just view it right now is our only hope in trying to turn around the situation that we're in. Because the situation that we're in is not a positive one in both Rhode Island and Massachusetts. You have Massachusetts communities now that are flooded with all these Haitian migrants that have come in. Why do people have to put up with that? That makes no sense to me. And in Rhode Island, I'm going to touch on why it's so important in Rhode Island. But we will be doing Road Patrol Live early. And tonight, I'm going to be objective. If he has a great night, I'm going to say he had a great night. If he has, all President Trump to me has to do is just don't be I can't use the language, but I think I know you know what I mean. Just don't be the way he was in that first debate against Biden in 2020. Don't be that guy. So I think, though, at the time, President Trump didn't feel well. I think he did have COVID, and he didn't deliver his best performance. If he could just stay, he doesn't have to go for the knockout punch. Just do well, and I think he's going to do fine. Folks, this portion of our program is brought to you by AJ Home Improvement. Call them today, 401-323-9252. Frame-to-fish basements, acoustical ceilings, new homes, additions, commercial rehabs, painting, remodeling. They can do it all. 401-323-9252. Look for them on Facebook. If you're thinking of rehabbing your business or your home, AJ Home, God bless me, Improvement, 401-323-9252, and look for them on Facebook. Now, someone sent me a message. They're looking to get a pre-owned vehicle. And I want to remind people, I just believe so much of commerce is, who are you doing business with? I believe you want to do business with certain types of individuals, and many times, um, there'll be something in the news that is someone gets taken advantage of, and I just wonder if when the people were dealing with whoever it was, did some red flags go off? Did some alarm bells go off? Like maybe this isn't a good idea. I'll tell you the type of person you want to deal with is my friend Paul at Volare Motors. Quality pre-owned vehicles, largest selection of Volvos in Rhode Island, located 1003 Park Avenue in Cranston. Volare Motors. Great prices, great safe vehicles, tremendous service. Volare Motors in Cranston, New England's #1 dealer in pre-owned Volvo sales and service. The thing about a Volvo is those things run till they have like over 200,000 miles. Stop it and see Paul Staskavich and Stephen the mechanic at Volare Motors, 1003 Park Avenue in Cranston. Now, I want to touch on, and again, good afternoon. It is the John DePietro Show. This is the Road Patrol Report. And we will be doing it live tonight, but just early because the debate starts at 9 o'clock. And like everyone else, unless there's something major, some kind of major scene, I want to watch it like everyone else. But I'm seeing people put that voter turnout is light in Rhode Island. And folks, what I'm here to tell you is to me, when I see that, I understand why people are so disgusted with our voting. And this is a situation, I feel something to watch is the Cranston mayoral GOP primary. That to me is really the big race. Mayor Hopkins against Barbara Ann Fenton Fung. She's challenging him in the primary. The other big primary is Patricia Morgan against Ray McKay, and the winner takes on Senator Sheldon Whitehouse. But one of the things, I've always been a voter, and I grew up in a home of voters. Both of my parents would vote. I still remember the first time I went and voted. I went over with my father, with my sister Rosemary, who stood in line at Hall Manor, and my kids all vote. We vote. But right now in Rhode Island, a lot of the media that is saying, well, voter turnout seems low, but they don't say the why. And as I have said, and I know the Rhode Island Republican Party won't like it, but I don't see anyone trying to rein in a lot of the abuses. And I want to repeat what I have said. I believe if you don't have fair, safe elections, what's the point? Nothing else matters. What you need to also know is in other states, they have improved their voting. They have shortened the abilities for people to be disingenuous and or to cheat. Rhode Island doesn't do that. And not only does Rhode Island not do it, but I don't even hear the Rhode Island Republican Party do anything about it. So when I talk about our elections, and I'm talking really, let me be very clear. I'm talking about statewide, and I'm talking about the districts, CD1, CD2, but statewide, I have said repeatedly, I don't have confidence in our election system, and it has nothing to do with President Trump. Virginia has overhauled their election system. Georgia, with a Republican Secretary of State, they have changed their voting system. Florida has. Texas has. Many states have. Rhode Island doesn't. Rhode Island's going the other way with all these stupid mail ballots and all the voting early and this other stuff. And what disturbs me is I don't hear the Rhode Island Republican Party. I don't see them calling press conferences. I don't see them trying to shine a light on it. Now, there are the Senate primary today. Patricia Morgan, Ray McKay. That's statewide. And then in November, the winner of that Republican primary takes on Senator Sheldon Whitehouse. That is statewide. But right now, this is September 2024. The last time a Republican won statewide was Don Kucheri, Governor Kucheri, for his second term in November of 2006. Now, Massachusetts, Rhode Island's worse than Mass because Massachusetts had Scott Brown, won that special election for the Senate, for the Ted Kennedy seat. Governor Baker, governor, won statewide. Rhode Island is worse. Rhode Island is closing in on 20 years without a Republican being elected statewide or CD1 or CD2. And what I am telling you is unless the Democrat Party isn't going to change, unless the Rhode Island Republican Party and the representatives at the State House, unless they make an argument and make noise and rally people, unless there is pressure put on to change the system, you will never see another Republican elected statewide. 2 years ago, Aaron Gukian ran for lieutenant governor. He beat Sabina Matos in day of voting. But it was the mail ballots that knocked him out. That November of 2022, Alan Fung beat Seth Magaziner. Day of voting, lost in the mail ballots. And then September, 2 years ago, Helena Folks won day of voting, lost to Governor McKee, come in the mail ballots. Folks, unless the Rhode Island Republican Party, unless they get serious about it, because here's what they need to know. The Democrat Party has no intentions. Why would the Democrat Party want to change something where they're winning all the elections? The answer is they wouldn't. I repeat, why would the Democrat Party want to change the rules when they're winning? They don't. They're very happy. So therefore, the only way that there's going to be change is if it comes from the Republican Party. And I am warning, and as I've said, coming up in 2 years, we're going to have somebody excited to run as a Republican for governor. You're going to have somebody excited to run for lieutenant governor as a Republican. Someone excited to run as Republican for attorney general, whatever. None of it matters unless you change the way the elections are done. That's where I come out. That's where I come down. So what is the point? You're dealing with the definition of insanity, which is you keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. How much longer? 2006. It doesn't even need to change a lot. You just need to have to stop all of these unsolicited, unnotarized mail ballots. It's not even that complicated. But I'll say this, the Rhode Island Republican Party, in my eyes, they just do a lousy job in conveying to both the press and the general public of what and how they want to change it. And they got to go full blast. They've had opportunities. The Matos investigation with the fake signatures, that's an opportunity. Dead people on the rolls, that's an opportunity. You have to grab the opportunity. You know, if it's 3rd and 1 and you have the ball on the 1 yard line and the defense, they don't have the proper defense on the field, that is your moment to try to score. They're not scoring. Now, folks, this portion of the program, I want to remind you, and I'm about to show you something frightening. But I want to remind you, you're seeing it happen. And I was speaking with someone this morning. Maybe you've noticed this. The crime is spreading everywhere, as I have said. Right? Look at what's home invasion in Cranston. 2 of them in the past month. 2 home invasions. Home invasion with weapons. One guns, the other machete. Warwick has had incidences. Everywhere does. Folks, I'm pleading with you. Go see my gun guy, George. Rhode Island Gun and Ammo. Right there, Post Road in Warwick. Can't miss his signs. He's right near O'Reilly Auto Parts. He's right near Cosmic Pizza, and he's right down the road from Greg's. Rhode Island Guns and Ammo. Listen, I'm begging you, get a defensive shotgun for your home. I think I hear someone downstairs in our kitchen. That pumping action. You know what that says? Oh, okay, they have a shotgun. What do you think the intruder says? Oh, okay, they have a shotgun. I think I'll leave now. I'm not saying not to call 911. Yes, call 911, and at the same time, defensive shotgun. They're not that expensive. You need one. Telling you, as I have told you, the type of state that Governor McKee is turning us into, you'll be well served. And the thing about a shotgun is you don't have to be the best shot in the world, because the type of ammo that George, and just tell him exactly what it is. Say, I want a defensive shotgun that if I hear someone in my house and they're coming up the stairs, boom. They have the type that then sprays where you don't have to be the best shot, which is what you want. So, Rhode Island Guns and Ammo, look for them on Facebook. Now, what I'm going to share with you, it's not pleasant, but you need to know it because no one's talking about it. Channel 10, the whole West Warwick incident ended safely, except for the dead body inside the house with a handgun. What is happening? And Channel 12 didn't even send anyone to the home invasion the other night. Well, we don't want to give our viewers the bad news. I've heard from TV people that say we find that a lot of people get bummed out at our news, so that's why we want to do, hey, what's your favorite, clam cake recipe? And hey, coffee, milk, and quahogs, and all the other BS. Well, that's not reality. What I'm going to show you, now granted, only those that are watching, this was provided to me. I'm not going to say who, but by a member of law enforcement. The television stations won't show you this stuff because they're afraid, well, we don't want to bum everybody out. A 7-year-old girl was shot and killed, but let's not dwell on it. Let's remind people about leaf peeping season is coming. A 7-year-old girl was killed, but let's talk about the number of people at Narragansett Pier. 7-year-old girl was shot and killed. There was a home invasion in Cranston, but let's talk about who's got the best quahogs around here. I'm going to hold it up. This is so frightening. You're going to see Jumpman, AK-47, Trains, Crown, and I don't even know what the last one is. Those that are watching, you can see that. I'm showing that right now to the screen. So what that is this was provided to me, I'm not going to say who, from a member of local law enforcement. So these are the identifying gang tattoos. And it's my understanding the reason this individual showed it to me said they're starting to see these tattoos show up on individuals that they're detaining. Okay, so what's the significance of that? Those are the gang tattoos of some of these Venezuelan gang members. Now, I have told you about that. We're trying to, there is someone that has video of them. The person that's trying to help me get it is afraid for their safety. So there is someone that has video of these Venezuelan gang members, and they're in Rhode Island, and they have video of them. And one of the things that signifies it is, now I don't speak what they speak, but they have these tattoos and they make it very clear of where they're from. Now, the person that is trying to provide me the video, someone he knows had an altercation with them. And I believe they either removed several of their fingers or they moved several of their toes. But they're big on that, on removing the body parts. It's not a homicide, but you just send a message that way. Still, very painful, as you can imagine. Certainly sends a message. But here's the thing. This member of law enforcement told me that when he has tried to put this out with local media, they don't have any interest. Folks, that's where it becomes a problem. I mean, because this goes back to, and I've said this, you're not, come in, you're not serving the public if you're going to not explain to people many of the dangers that are out there. And I get it. There are, and I deal with it, by the way. I deal with it. I get the whole, some of you that really watch Road Patrol Live know one of the things I get from people is, Well, he always, I like that. He always just seems to dwell on the bad thing. Well, we're covering crime. Gee, for some reason, the NFL network only seems to show football. Gee, for some reason, listen, I could go on and on. That's the brand. I don't do the other nonsense. I'm not doing interviews with whoever somebody at the state house or that nonsense. So some of this, gee, let's talk about something who's coming to the people. Like I don't do that. I mean, other people can do it. It makes no difference to me. I just don't have any interest in it. He only seems to cover the bad things. Well, we're doing a show on crime. So yeah, we're not doing the recipes on this one. Who's got the best clam cakes? Nope. Who's got the best? You should do a segment on who's got the best chowder. You mean a cook-off between the Wyatt Detention Center and the ACI? I don't know who has the best chowder. No, that's not what we're engaged in. That's the brand. Now, I believe, and I get that television says, well, we have to, we got to serve many different people. Go right ahead. But what I have a problem with is the way they're trying to now spin to you that it's not that bad. Channel 12, I don't know, another home invasion in Cranston, that may worry people. I argue that people have a right to know what's happening. Channel 10, well, listen, the good news is the standoff ended safely, peacefully, everybody's fine. Well, everyone's not fine. Channel 10, the team you trust. As Sal said, instead of the I team, it's become the lie team. It's the lie team. What do you mean it ended peacefully and safely? They took a blanking dead body out of there. The medical examiner. What is that? Well, Mario and Allison don't want to bum anybody out. We just want to laugh along. Listen, as I have explained, you're an adult. This is adult content. It doesn't mean foul language. It doesn't mean explicit language, excessive violence, sex. It's nothing. When I say it's adult theme, come in. What I'm talking about is I believe I present you the information unedited, nothing. This is what happened. Now you do what you want with it. Let's tell them it ended peacefully. No, I'll tell you what, team you trust. You do that because I'm going to deliver what really happened. Ended peacefully and safely. God, they're so stuck on that. What is with these people? The most important thing was the SWAT team was very diverse. That's not the most important thing. What is wrong with the local media? Well, what's really important, stop saying that foolishness. No, wrong. Folks, this portion of the program, don't forget, debate night, and then also we're going to do Road Patrol Live. It's brought to you by J. Perry Paving. If you're thinking of getting your driveway paved, call them 401-732-1730. Letter J. Perry Paving. Free estimate, Harry. 401-732-1730. High quality, fair pricing, exceptional service, 20 years experience, free estimate. Letter J. Perry Paving. 401-732-1730. They do tremendous work. Let them pave your driveway. Let them pave your parking lot. Letter J. Perry Paving. I share their Facebook page. Call them for a free estimate. Wherever you can hear my voice, call them. 401-732-1730. And remember, no one has a better package for veterans than J. Perry Paving. 401-732-1730 for letter J. J, it's Perry Paving. Last night, we were at Don Jose's Tequila. Somebody was overserved, apparently. Good to see the owner, Jamie. Now, let's see. Brandy sent me a message. Brandy is having problems with her feet. She's not sure what happened. Suddenly, she doesn't like to go for walks. She was pushing her child in the stroller. She likes to push her child in the stroller. She has young children, and then also take a dog for a walk. And suddenly Brandy's having foot pain. So Brandy said, who are those people that you recommend? I see you everywhere and you're always walking and running. That's true. But Brandy called Greenville Foot and Ankle Specialists. They're right in the Smithfield Medical Center. And that building is so impressive, folks. It's state of the art, convenient location. Their office is immaculate. Greenville Foot and Ankle Specialists. Call them 401-949-3220. They have 3 board certified podiatrists. They take all health insurance, Brandy. Call them. And whether it is, I don't know exactly what her foot condition is, but if she's young enough that she's pushing her child in a stroller and what have you, that would seem that that's someone young enough. Find out. Maybe it's a skin condition. Maybe you have some kind of bunion, hammer toe, maybe fracture, maybe you sprained it. Maybe you have plantar fasciitis. Greenville Foot and Ankle Specialists. Remember, 3 board certified specialists. And folks, foot pain, as I told Brandy, foot pain is not normal and it cuts into your quality of life. Greenville Foot and Ankle Specialists. Call them right now. If you're listening or watching and you or a family member or a friend or someone you work with is saying, I'm having some problems with it, call them 401-949-3220. You're welcome. 401-949-3220. Greenville Foot and Ankle Specialist. Now, Donald said, Juan, who's your mosquito guy? Mosquito Joe, Rhode Island. Amazing. Mosquito Joe of Rhode Island. Treat your property. No mosquitoes. Ellen posted. Ellen needs some branches trimmed. Who do I recommend? Ellen, contact JD Lawn Care Tree Service. Yes, you can drop my name. 441-0154. Wow, look at that big branch that fell on my house and my garage because we had some wind. Call them. Get it taken care of now. For JD Lawn Care Tree Service. I share their Facebook page. Well, folks, good afternoon. This is it. The big debate tonight. And it's also primary day. So there will be some people will emerge. Then we're on to the general election. As I mentioned, we will be doing Road Patrol Live later. And I want to just double check and make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm telling you this tonight, this is President Trump's debate to lose. He doesn't even have to win. Just don't do anything that is outrageous. One night only. Wow. I don't think so. There's a headline. Trump could suffer same fate as Biden. I don't believe so. Nope. And then but who's even paying attention? Well, there certainly were a lot of people that watched the last debate with Biden. And President Trump obviously did very, very well there. And that had major impact on the race. So, no, wait a minute. I have 2 other quick reminders. Let's see. Lindsay asked me, Juan, huge fan. I live in Cumberland. Who is that nice person you talk to who has a shop on Mendon Road? Pop in and see her. That's Marie. And it's My Health, Lindsay, 1099. Oh, and Brittany, from Brittany. 1099 Mendon Road in Cumberland. Everything healthy, plus a huge selection of teas, plus incredible herbs and spices and hemp and CBD products. Pop in diagonally across from Davenport Restaurant. It's My Health because it's your health. 1099 Mendon Road in Cumberland. And then also, Jason asked me, who did I recommend for propane? Jason, call Propane Plus in Rhode Island. I'm not sure if you're in Rhode Island or Mass. 401-885-4209, or in Massachusetts, 508-252-3359. Propane Plus, heating and cooling, or you can go online. They have a very user-friendly website. It's propaneplus.com. Just type in your zip code, residential or commercial, it's Propane Plus. But you can call them 401-885-4209 for Propane Plus. Well, folks, good afternoon. This is the Road Patrol Report at 1:56. And two other things that I just want to mention, and that is the story of the girls' field hockey team. That is, they're going to forfeit the game because they don't want to have to play in the danger of a boy. And that is such a disgrace that that is going on in Massachusetts. Now, also, there is the video of that nutcase teacher who assaulted our friend at the Trump store. I did share that video. Nicole Solis is the one that came upon it. Now the libs of TikTok have it. And that is someone, see, that individual who is totally unhinged, he is, because of the teachers union, they couldn't get rid of him if they wanted to. That guy, of course, that individual, of course he shouldn't be in a classroom. He's wearing a shirt, proud to be trans or whatever, something like that. And he's hitting someone with a board at the Trump store. Yeah, Andrew Stewart. He's a Providence teacher. Proud trans teacher shirt. And then he starts destroying property at a Trump store. Why is he still in the classroom? Why is he still in front of children? See, this is why many parents are opting out and saying, I'm sending my child or children to private school. That's why, or parochial school. That is exactly why. So, because who wants to deal with that? And the thing about the teachers union is Dighton Rehoboth is forfeiting an upcoming girls field hockey game. There's a boy in the opposing team. First time the new policy's been used. It shouldn't. They shouldn't have to. It's girls field hockey. But folks, that look at what is happening right now. As I've told you, the top 5 states where parents are opting out of traditional public schools and sending their children instead to private or parochial schools. Rhode Island and Massachusetts are 2 of the top states. And why would you, who wants their child in the classroom? Who wants the child where everybody go around and say the gender, what's your pronoun? And we're going to fly the Black Lives Matter flag. And teachers union people telling a young girl, you'd probably be happier as a boy. I can help you with that. We're not going to tell your parents. Saying to a young boy, you'd probably be happier as a girl. I can help you with that. We're not going to tell your parents. All right, folks, thank you for tuning in. Coming up, you're going to hear the 2:00 news. We will be doing Road Patrol Live later. Get out and vote on this primary. We'll do Road Patrol Live and then the debate coming up for the 2:00 news.